Alrighty, today we are going to start taking care of some of the safety issues that are going on with my DIY Powerwall. Alright, so like I just said, today we're going to start taking care of some of the safety problems that are going on with my DIY Powerwall. And if you've been following my channel for a while, or at least the DIY Powerwall videos, you should know that I've got a box of like extra safety equipment, you know, fuses, a shunt trip breaker, you know, all of that stuff is sitting over there right next to the Powerwall, and it's actually been sitting there for quite a long time, and I figured it is finally time to at least start getting that stuff installed. So having said that, this is probably going to be in a two-part video. I'll explain why now, of course. First video, this video that you're going to watch is mainly going to be kind of setting everything up and mounting everything, and then video number two is going to be all the wiring and all that kind of stuff. So there really isn't a whole lot of value added for you, the viewer, unless you are bored and don't have anything else to watch and you need something to watch, or if you come up with a good idea or an add-on idea that I can incorporate. Did you hear that? I said that. Or if you have a great idea that you would like to see incorporated, or a suggestion, I am all about that. So let me show you my idea right here, and then I'll take you over to the Powerwall and show you, kind of my rough idea over there. All right, so I made a little bit of a template out of cardboard, and this is gonna be kind of the rough plan. So I'm gonna have two charge controllers right up here towards the top. And we're going to come down a little bit, and then I'm going to have all the solar fuses and circuit breakers and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to come down just a little bit further, and then I'm going to have the shunt trip breaker, and then probably like an emergency stop button right here. Of course, that'll be flush mount also. This is just a rough template, but let me go over to the Powerwall to show you what we got going on over there. Let me turn this off since it's so loud. Alright, I just got back from my favorite recyclers, and look what I picked up. Another rack. So this one comes with a screen and some screws and all that kind of stuff, and some of these filler panels. But anyway, the plan is to put Batrium on the little monitor up here. I'm not exactly sure if it works yet, but anyway, I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm going to put two charge controllers there, and then I'm going to put all my circuit breakers in that hole right there, and then a shunt trip breaker and emergency stop switch right down there. And of course I got all these other filler panels also. So I think this plan should work out pretty darn good. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Good idea, bad idea, either way I'm gonna do it. Now, one of the only other things I was kind of thinking that could have a problem if I kind of flush mount this is the heat that comes off of these. I don't think it's too bad. The backside will be kind of more open anyway, so there shouldn't be a heat problem. That'll give you kind of a general idea of what things could potentially look like. What's great about these right here is they kind of fit perfectly right in between those, so I think that might turn out to be pretty awesome. Alright, so the plan is to at least have this spot right here kind of flush with the panel here. Of course, we'll be up a little bit higher. It's just easier for me to hold everything right here, but I make that flush down there. The rest of the PCM60X is going to stick out maybe 1 inch or so from the frame. So I kind of need to set back the mounting a little bit, and it kind of looks like I need to go back around 3/4 of an inch or somewhere close to that. course, I completely forgot I really didn't even have to work on it over here because all of my tools and everything else are over at the workbench. Alrighty, well I think that's going to be a little better to work on, Meow. What do you think? So the only thing I had to do real quick is pull off this little plastic cover right here and trim it a little bit just so this plate would fit flush up against the charge controller. There we go. So the next thing I need to do is figure out a plate or a back for this side, and then we can mount the circuit breakers. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing here real quick is just a quick fit check because I didn't have long enough DIN rails to go across the whole rack. I did end up ordering some, but they're just not here yet. They should be here anytime. Once those do show up, then I'll install the DIN rail and then install the circuit breaker. So pretty much what we're going to do next is cut out a hole for the shunt trip breaker. Alright, I have my square drawn on there, so the next thing I'm going to do is just drill a couple of holes in the corners so then I can use a jigsaw to cut it out. And I'll probably throw a couple layers of tape on here just so I don't scratch all this up. Alright, well that looks like a pretty damn good fit, don't you think? Alright, well before I drilled the holes, I kind of looked all over the place for some screws, and I don't have any that are long enough technically to fit in here, but I did find an alternator, and these are pretty close, so if I kind of put these up in here, I don't know if you can see that down in there, but they do come out just a little bit, so I think these are going to be just long enough because I'm just too cheap to go out and buy something. The little lip on here will not fit down in the hole, so I am gonna have to, I guess, shave these down just a little bit. So I'm gonna do that on a belt sander real quick. guess the next thing will be to drill a hole roughly in this area right here for that emergency stop switch. Alright, so I think I figured out kind of what I wanted to do here with all these extra switches. So since I'm using a UPS as an inverter, it actually has two kind of like power buttons. One of them's to turn it on and one of them is to turn it off. So I figured I would just go ahead and add both switches. That way I can turn it on and off from this panel without opening the door or anything like that. The next one down is kind of an option. It's just a light button, and I think I'm going to use that because I still plan on putting some LEDs inside the rack. The next one over is still another option with fans. I really haven't needed any fans, but I figured I might as well go ahead and just at least drill a hole and have the option available. The last one is going to be the emergency stop switch, and I kind of wanted it away from the regular power buttons. That way if there was an emergency shutdown procedure or something like that, these two buttons wouldn't be too confusing. I think that'll work out good. And I left enough room in here if for some reason I ever need to add more switches or something else down here. Alright, let's drill some holes. Alrighty, so today's the next day and I did get the DIN rails that I ordered off Amazon, and these are just a little bit different compared to the other one that I had. This one's steel, this one's aluminum, and it has a little bit of a protrusion off here on the bottom side, so it gives it a little more extra stabilization, so that should work out pretty good. Now there is one thing I kind of forgot about, was this top like mounting bracket or whatever you want to call it. If I use this whole rack, it's actually too tall for my basement, so I need to kind of cut it down like an inch. I do want to keep this brace up here because I plan on drilling a couple holes in the top side so I can at least screw it down or up to one of the rafters so this thing doesn't topple over. Alrighty, looks like we're about done mounting everything minus the other charge controller. So we're gonna start here at the top. We have a Marshall screen. I'm not even sure if it works yet, but that's okay because the recycler does have a second screen. And again, if that one doesn't work, then I'll just throw another screen up here just to view the Patron on this. Not that it's going to be on all the time or anything like that. Right below that, we have one PCM60X charge controller installed. The other one is still in use. Once the other one is installed here, I'm going to use some of this plastic over here to kind of fill in the side, you know, and the tops and all that kind of stuff, just to give it a little better flush mounted look on here. Right below that, we got all the solar fuses, the surge suppressor, and then a circuit breaker. This little spot right here is for all the other circuit breakers, you know, and whatnot. And again, just to be clear, I don't actually need 2 charge controllers at this current time because I don't have enough solar panels up there right now. I do have 12 more that are going to be going up here shortly, and then I'll probably use the second one, but again, it's probably not needed. I'm just putting both in here right now for future upgrades. Right below that, we have the shunt trip circuit breaker. 2 power buttons. One obviously is to turn it off and the other one is to turn it back on. That's how the UPSs work, or at least the one that I have. And then a light button for LEDs, a fan button, which, you know, I don't even know if I'm going to use it yet, and then an emergency stop button, which will shut down everything, including the solar and the battery, all through the shunt trip circuit breaker. Oh yeah, and of course down here I just used up all the filler panels that I had, and then there is one spot at the bottom, and I'm just gonna leave it open for now for a cat door. Alrighty, there you guys go. So what do you guys think about this new rack idea? Thumbs up or a thumbs down? Let me know in the comment section. I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts or ideas or suggestions. Let me know those as well, because I'm always willing to make some adjustments. Obviously I can't make a whole lot because some places I already drilled holes and all that kind of stuff in. So either way, let me know in the comment section. Alright, so that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. You know what's funny is I edited this video a few times. It was a lot longer. Can you believe that? For what? I don't know, because I really didn't do a whole lot. I just mounted stuff. Drilled holes and you know, that was pretty much it. You know, I like to make long videos. Sorry about that. And I'm also trying to keep the talking to a minimum because apparently I talk too much and I really don't even mean to. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Hit the notification bell if you want to see part 2, which is all the wiring. Alright, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next. Alrighty, so the next thing I gotta work out is how I'm going to put this transfer switch. It's not a transfer switch. Alright, I have my square drilled. Alrighty, here we go. Look at that nasty ceiling. Jesus, I need to paint that. What do you say, Lauren? What do you think? Look okay? Push that button. You gotta push it hard. That's okay. That looks good. What's you doing now? Doing the hand moves? Ooh. Alright, this might be a quick sidebar, but Olight sent me a message about possibly doing reviews on flashlights. I love flashlights. Yes, I like that one. I'm gonna reply real quick. So they replied back, and they are gonna send me, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's P-E-R-U-N, Perun Mini. It's a headlamp. And they're also going to send an i3T. I'm not exactly sure what that one is. I'll have to look that up. Of course, a review to follow, but they sent me a discount code is Average Joe. I hear they're pretty good. Of course, I haven't had any yet, but I've seen quite a few videos on these flashlights and everybody says they're awesome, so I'm kind of excited to try some of these out. Anyway, if anybody's interested in Olight flashlights, check out the link below. If you do end up buying something, use the discount code AverageJoe, which would be which would be supporting this channel.